We're going back over to Chuck Crosby at the Crosby Law Office for this next email that came in. Amy sent us this, and she's wondering, what are some of the strange deed conditions that have been in your career? So deed conditions. So Chuck, I'm going to give you some time to think about this for a moment, but I did some research online, and there's some unusual ones. There was one closing in the country, in the United States, where there was a condition that they required the home to only be sold to someone named Bob. I am not kidding. I did not make this up. Only named Bob. A condition where the property required the new owners to maintain the gnome, those little statues collection. Yeah. And then there was a restriction stating the land must always have a goat living on it. So those are some I found. So Chuck, what about you? Have you had any unusual ones?
Well, yeah, along the lines of conveyances, I remember one was conveyed to our Lord Jesus Christ, KJV 1611, which, if you know anything about the Ruckmanite arguments, means something. But deed restrictions are kind of an interesting thing. Mm-hmm. Back a couple 300 years ago, it was a big thing in a will to say that when I die, I want my property, I want this real estate to stay in my family. So how do you do that? You put a fee tail on it, is what they called it, and you would say to Bob and his heirs, meaning he can't convey out to anybody else. I think that whole TV show, Downton Abbey, was premised on a similar item. But fee tails, of course, were determined not to be valid any longer. You can't reach back from the grave and prevent property from going where it needs to go. But I did do a title one time on a piece of property where Dad wrote out the deed to daughter, and he said she can have this property only so long as she does not marry. And then he names this guy and goes into this really long rant about why he hated this guy so much. It was really kind of fun. Around the Masonic home area, a lot of properties would be deeded back and forth, and they would have the usual restrictions against, say, livestock and chicken, and then it would name ethnic demographics that were not allowed there. And it could be the ones that I've seen most commonly are African Americans and folks of Jewish descent. There were just a bunch of them back then. Of course, those are invalid, but I'm always reminded when I see things like that, because if you go back far enough, you'll see a lot of that. But Richard Nixon, for all his faults, he was also a real estate lawyer in Virginia, and he would write deeds, and those deeds would contain such restrictions. And so even though from a political standpoint, he wasn't against a variety of demographics, they tried to hang that on his head as you're a racist, you're this, that, or the other because you wrote deeds that had all this stuff in it. So kind of a historical tidbit there. Yeah. But yeah, deed restrictions, there's a lot of them out there. They can be fun.
A reminder, you can sign up for our bi-monthly video updates. We do them on a regular basis. Go to WeSellLouisville.tv and fill out the form there, WeSellLouisville.tv.